Are you serious? Are we live? What? Are we live? Aliens! Aliens among us! What does that mean? There's a new report out of Chicago. I want to share that with you, folks, because it's getting outrageous. And you know, again, we will be doing a webinar later this year breaking down this UFO disclosure, this alien phenomenon, or what they called unidentified aerial phenomenon. But first, let's talk about our good friends over at noblegoldinvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. The second largest, the third largest bank runs in history happened last month. And the government is going to, and they're doing this, they're taking steps to guarantee all deposits. That means more money will be printed, means currency values will fall, but inflation rates will rise. Thousands have approached noblegoldinvestment.com to secure their wealth with gold. You see, gold is the most stable asset outside of government control. Hurry. Go to noblegoldinvestments.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestments.com to secure your wealth. And if you do this, folks, they will give you, this is incredible, it's beautiful, this beautiful 5 ounces of pure silver coin called America the Beautiful coin. It really is a spectacular coin, and we want you to have it right here, right now, okay? Right here, right now, and you can get it for free for those of you who qualify for a gold or silver IRA. That's noblegoldinvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. All right, let's take a look here, guys, at what's going on with this aliens. Oh, no, not aliens. Yes. The aliens among us. There's a brand new report coming out of Chicago that it's stunning. But here it goes, okay? What a great show last night. If you missed Sunday Night Live, I featured it on this YouTube channel, but it was phenomenal. 15 people were saved. There was 2 people rededicated to the Lord. We had a great crowd, and I covered a ton of stuff. It was the most, people said, unbelievable. I covered 42 different news articles in that show last night, so it was powerful. But let me expand on this one, because there's intelligent life out there, according to Chicago Center for UFO Studies, and they're celebrating their 50 years of trying to track it down. There's intelligent life out there, according to the Chicago Center for UFO Studies. Now, the underground headquarters of this organization is in Norwood Park. It is one of just a few places dedicated to studying the shunned science of extraterrestrial life. I remember going on the extraterrestrial highway, riding from Las Vegas to Tonopah, Nevada, in the car with my wife Heidi and L.A. Marzulli. Yeah, we even stopped because there was a cattle that was down, a cattle mutilation. We even stopped to look at the cattle to see if there was something there. One of the world's biggest questions leads to a local, literally to a Norwood, Chicago organization. If a UFO landed on Earth today, I wouldn't be surprised. That's what Mark Roginger, director of the Center for UFO Studies, one of the longest running research outposts on the existential extraterrestrial possibilities. The center is grounded on Earth in Roginger's Norwood Park home. He's celebrating now 50th anniversary this year of researching for aliens among us. Phone home, E.T., phone home. Yes, but it's still galaxies away from answering what would be the biggest scientific discovery in human history. Aliens could already be among us, he says, even if it's only for their probes, their probing. Rodinger said, what we know for sure is that there is a long history of people seeing entities. Now, this is true. Here's where you're getting into the truth. thousands, hundreds of thousands of people have seen entities, foreign alien entities, things that are unexplained, things that are impossible to calculate. Some people, it happens to them in their sleep. They're abducted or they're taken away, or some are in a subconscious trance or state of mind that they remember feeling and experiencing uncomfortable probing of their body, or abducted into some type of craft in a trance-like state. They have seen creatures like the ones over my shoulder. What? I've been throwing horseshoes over my left shoulder. I didn't know there was aliens. No one told me, but in Colorado, in Boulder. Yes. No, please stop. Green men make me sorry. Don't do it, Paul, stop. But seriously, people do see entities, and I'm being brutally honest about this. But they don't know what they're seeing or what they're encountering. But they are encountering things. They are entities. Now, when we go to the Bible, we can find out in the 6th chapter of the book of Genesis about encounters with the extraterrestrial. Fallen angels, they're sometimes called watchers. They even, when they impregnated the women on earth, according to the Bible, those children were called giants, men of renown, mighty men, Nephilims or Rephaims. And they were and may still be among us. Some like Mike from Around the World, say there is subcultures that live under the ground. And Mike from Around the World is not the only one that reports that. Steve Quayle does as well as others. And they get that from some of their intelligence that they have received within sources they have. Even Stephen Ben-Noon says that they are reptilian in nature. Well, one thing's for sure, people are experiencing uncomfortable encounters with entities that they can't explain. And now the government, the Pentagon, and others are trying to bring forth the disclosure, what they call the UFO disclosure. And of course, they use Tucker Carlson a lot to break it out ever so often. But our good friend L.A. Marzulli and many others would tell you that we're dealing with demonic entities. We're dealing with the fallen ones. And they can take on many different types of shapes and forms. Now, John in the book of Revelation said they look like frogs. But we also know John's seen what looked like locusts wearing helmets and stingers in their tails, and other entities that were seen in the Bible. And so it doesn't shock me that some people would say they saw grays with the tall whites or other species of different type looking alien or demonic forces. We are dealing with demonic forces among us. So there are aliens among us. They are alien to us. They're not of the human race. They are of a nature not created in the image and likeness of God, but they are among us. And according to Rogenzer, they have stretched across the globe, working in their spare time he has to try to document and archive the UFO phenomenon. During a recent visit, the volunteers researched fussed through 16 cabinets in his basement, in his office. Each was filled with thousands of UFO witnesses, blurred images of flying objects, CDs with recordings of magnetic fields, decade-old government investigations with secrets stamped across the top. The shelves were stuffed with UFO books, from sci-fi to very serious encounters. The underground headquarters is just one of a few places in Chicago and around the world dedicated to studying the shunned science of extraterrestrial. I'm sure there's an intelligent life out there, he said. I'm convinced we'll ultimately find the definitive evidence for it. The universe is very old, much older than the Earth, so there could have been life on planets like Earth for billions of years before us. It's not implausible. They've hung around, expanded through the galaxy. Look, God created everything, whatever is out there, or if there is anybody else living on any other planets, gazillions of universes and billions of miles away, I have no idea. But I'll say this, in our world, we do have encounters with other dimensions, entities that are not of our physical species or makeup. We are dealing with there's all these different angels and angelic hosts that God created, a third of which went wrong. 2/3 it stayed in God's, on God's side. We've been told this. We already know this. Even when the serpent, when he could walk on his hind legs and he could walk and talk to Eve, he was a serpent, but he was talking to her. These are strange alien encounters that people have dealt with periodically throughout the Bible and even in today's modern world. We're in the last days. You don't ever doubt that the strong delusion of Satan, that every trick he's got and every deceptive move he can make, he's going to make it. If he can steal your soul, he'll use even extraterrestrial life to do it. Give your life to Jesus Christ. He's of another dimension as well. But he's been to our dimension. He still lives in my heart. He's everywhere. He's omnipresent. And no matter what else rises against him or against us, greater is he that is in us than he that's in the world, even the unexplained world. Give your life to Jesus Christ and be watching for our webinar later this year on aliens. But our next webinar, I'm just let you know in advance, is going to be June the 9th. It's called Exorcist. Deliver us from evil. Give your life to Jesus Christ. We're running out of time. Are you saved? This Sunday I'm baptizing, I think 4 people at Freedom Fellowship Church. If you want to be baptized, come this Sunday. Be a part of what God is doing.